Hey guys, I just wanted to talk a minute about some realizations that I've come into. I had made a video a week or two ago, not too long ago. I have it privated now for various reasons. In that video, I got talking about certain things about I've come to realize, I've been humbled, and I've come to realize we have to do this, this, and this in order to blast up. I've realized now that that was a lesson for me in remembering my truth and knowing and standing fast and solid in knowing what is true versus what the false evidence appearing real programming says is true, the fear programming, the illusion. I am going back to saying, you just give it all to your spirit team and they do it for you. You don't have to go to another human in order to heal. You do not have to go to another human to become activated. You do not have to go to another human in order to reach your full abilities or full awareness. That is part of the old programming telling you you have to turn to someone else in order to do it. You don't have to turn to someone else in order to do it. Is that an option? A viable option? Absolutely. Am I rejecting that in that way? No. I'm not rejecting that. That is absolutely a means of being able to blast up and hone your abilities and help yourself. Absolutely. I'm not telling anyone not to do that. But I am backing up and saying that you have to do that. You don't have to do that. I have got to exactly where I am just by doing my own work myself and giving it to my team. Anytime I feel my ego kicking in, anytime that I have a feeling that doesn't feel good, a thought that doesn't feel good, I give that to my team. I let it surface, I embrace it, I give it to my team, and I work on breathing through it and not reacting. That part's really hard. But I'm working on it. And then in the meantime, asking for perception change and and then working on being appreciative on what I've got to be appreciative for and not focusing on the things that I feel like I'm lacking. Understanding that there is no good or bad. It is what it is. There is no evil, dense energy, and I am not going to let myself go back into thinking that. The moment I started thinking that again is the moment that I started feeling fucked up and shit started happening again. Why? Because I allowed my own illusion to play with me in that way. That energy is dense. I am never doing that again. I am telling you all right now, the only reason why any energy comes at you in any way in an attack is because you allow it to. And if there's anyone that watches this and doesn't want to work with me after hearing that, then that's fine. We don't have to work together. I am not sitting here and playing with the illusion that energy can hurt. The moment I stopped indulging in that is the moment I stopped getting attacked. That is important work on a more dense layer. You know, the energy clearing and, the people who do that work with dense energy. On that layer, that is important work because there are, I don't even like saying this because I can feel Eric is pointing out, but everybody does get it. It's my own perception that's saying that they don't. And I understand that, but for the sake of people who are watching this, who are going to watch this right now, I just want to explain on that one level that there are humans out there that their awareness isn't where mine is at yet. And so they need those people doing this work on that layer. It's important work. Every role that's being played is important. Every layer is important. It's just a matter of coming into remembering and accepting that what doesn't feel good isn't actually true. If what I'm saying is not true, I would not be where I'm at today. And I'm just pulling up a post that I made just the other day, excuse me, about where I'm at. And just give me 1 second here while I pull it up. Okay, so the one thing that I hadn't written down the other day, which because I had kind of forgotten that my skin was starting to sparkle, but I just noticed, I can see it right now actually. My skin is starting to sparkle, and I just forgot to put that in the post. So one thing that's happening, my skin's starting to sparkle. My skin's turning crystalline. That again is part of an illusion because our bodies are just a metaphor, really. Our bodies aren't actually even real. Our bodies are just a metaphor, and they're just a map of our consciousness, really. Our bodies, we can shapeshift. We can easily shapeshift, and I can stretch myself up and thin myself out and make myself big, and I can easily do that. That we have every ability to do that. It's not online for us right now. So I'm not able to in this now. I could easily switch that on. Not easily. I could switch that on in this moment, but I resist so strongly. We're all resisting so strongly, and it's a subconscious resistance because consciously I'm like, yeah, like let me shapeshift right now. I want to do it. Let's do it. I'm not resisting. But am I able to right now? No, because I am resisting, but it's subconscious resistance. So we have our bodies. Our bodies are just metaphors. Our bodies aren't even real and solid. I mean, matter isn't even actually matter. Nothing is actually solid. It's just energy projecting as matter, and it looks solid. But even if you zoom in with a microscope as strong as you can, you'll see that all those atoms they're not even touching. Like nothing is actually solid. I can easily put my hand through this wall right now, but again, the resistance is not allowing me to. I'm playing within my own illusion of density still. So that being said, my skin is sparkling. This has all happened very strongly in the past few months, and that's when in the past few months is when I really started owning my shit and really doing my shadow work, facing my shit, accepting that everything is a reflection of myself. I have resistance of that still at moments, but I'm also accepting it. Everything is a reflection of me. I create my reality. Nothing is bad. There is no good or bad. There is no right or wrong. There is no evil. It is what it is. Everything comes from pure love. As we fix ourselves, we fix the collective because we share the same consciousness. So it's impossible for the collective not to get fixed as you heal yourself. So as I've accepted these things and I've done this work, not only has energy stopped playing as dense around me, it's just nothing but pure love, fun, laughter. And my skin is sparkling. These are the other things. And this isn't even everything, because the stuff that I've experienced and seen go through, I have a hard time remembering everything because it's been so much. Plus a lot of stuff I just can't put into words. You just can't put into words. It doesn't until you just start experiencing it. So, like I said, my skin is starting to sparkle. My brain and mind is starting to separate from my avatar. That's a really funky feeling. I can't explain other than that. It's like my brain and mind is floating, and then my body is separate, and my energy is this whole other thing. I can't explain other than that, but my mind and consciousness is separating from my avatar. My avatar is still very fully functional, but there's a separation there. I can't explain it other than that. If you're going through it, you'll understand, but until you get through it, until you get to this point, I'm sorry, I really can't explain it other than that. This is a big one. Also, anything dense, and I've mentioned this before a couple times, anything dense is being sucked right out of me, and I'm so, so, so thankful. I am so thankful. I am so thankful. Anything that doesn't feel good, I'm going to start crying because of how thankful I am. My heart chakra's hurting right now because of how happy and thankful I am about it. You guys have no idea how real this state is. I mean, some of you might already be there, but I know many of you aren't. And that's not that it's a bad thing, but I just want to let you know, for those who aren't there yet, this state is so real. I am telling you, the moment you start to feel something not good, you can feel it being sucked out of you. It's like this external force just pulls it out of you, and you can't sit in that space. You might not necessarily feel joy and bliss, but you're put in a state of neutrality, and you just can't feel the density. It is so cool, and I am so thankful to be back in that space again. I was shown that space about a year ago. I remember one day I was walking around and I was floating, I was hovering, and nothing dense was sucked out, would stay within me. It was all being sucked out of me. And I remember getting frustrated because I wanted to hold on to something dense and I couldn't, and the frustration was being sucked out of me. And then after a day it was gone. And that was hard. And now it's finally back again. I've told you guys I've been doing a lot of work. It's not that it's hard work. What's hard is the intensity. But it's a lot of work because it's facing your shit. It's allowing everything that has been bugging you, that's part of your own illusion of fear and pain and anxiety and trauma and all of that shit. It's all being surfaced, and then you purge it. That's what's intense and hard, is the purging and the feeling surfaced and going through those feelings and having to breathe through them and then purging it. That's what's hard. But that's only because it's so intense, and it gets easier as each layer gets through. It does. I'm telling you guys, for a little while, it's really hard. It can be really, really fucking hard. But it does start to slowly get easier, especially once you finally get in that space where the density is being sucked out of you. I still have my moments where I feel dense and it takes a little bit, but then eventually, like, it's like the intensity is less and less, and the density is less and less, and it's getting sucked out of me quicker and quicker. And often, and that's only really when I'm in like a really deeper state of density, like something's really triggered me. Outside of that, anything that I start to not feel good, anytime I start to not feel good, it's just immediately sucked out of me. I'm just not able to hold on to it. It's really cool. So literally not able to hold on to anything that doesn't feel good. Why? Because anything that doesn't feel good isn't actually true. And once you stop indulging the illusion of pain and suffering, and especially playing victim, you can't hold on to it because you are no longer within the fake perception of pain and suffering and struggle. You start to vibrate too high. You can't hold on to it because you're vibrating too high. It doesn't fit in that reality, which is why you keep hearing you can't bring this baggage with you. You have to face your shadow. You have to face your shit, because you can't bring all this baggage with you with where you're headed. I'm understanding that more now than I ever have. I know I still don't fully understand it to a full extent, but I'm understanding more now than I ever have. You vibrate too high. You're literally not able to hold on to it. So if you are choosing to hold on to this shit, you're not going to end up vibrating at that level. You will eventually, but you have to let yourself get there. So pictures and photos are moving. Absolutely. I've put it up before. Sitting on the other side of my camera here is a DVD of Hook, and it's in like an open CD case, because someone I know threw out the cover. Anyway, and Robin is on the front of the DVD, and as Peter Pan, and he's smiling, and I can freaking see him. His smile gets so big to the point his teeth shows, and he winks at me. Eric's portrait that I painted, that's sitting over there, I can see it moving at times, more often now than not. Seriously, it's happening every day. I see that portrait move. My reflection smiling bigger at me. I'll happen to it. Mirrors always kind of freak me out, but even more so now that I know, like, not only my higher self, but like, which is me, but my team and Eric and Robin and the rest of my team are watching me through the mirror and through my own reflection. And now when I do get the courage to look at myself, there's times where I can just see my smile without me. My reflection smile gets bigger. And I'm just like, stop. I can't. That still freaks me out a little bit, and I need to breathe through it and get used to it. But that is absolutely a thing. Sorry. I know I'm like, not, I'm seeing, like, I guess the light is like reflecting stuff weird in my hair. I'm like, what is happening? I'm going see-through. I'm such a dork. Leave me alone. Anyway. Okay. So, my voice is starting to speak with the oneness. There's been several times now where I'm speaking, and it's like everyone is speaking with me. We're everyone, the collective, the entire of all. I can feel everyone is speaking with me, but it's my voice that's being brought to the front, and what I want to say is being brought to the front, but everyone's speaking with me. I can't describe none of that. It's really cool. Eric, Archangel Uriel, my main guide and my main spirit husband, he's taking over my body more and more outside videos, particularly with my arms, particularly with my right, because this is my dominant hand, particularly with my right arm, but with my arms, I know it's with my whole body, but I'm really feeling it with my arms. He's taking them over more and more. My ability to speak verbally is breaking down. Telepathy is starting to get stronger. Seeing blurs, which is, again, as we start to vibrate higher, because our loved ones, death isn't actually a thing. They're in their original energy form. It's us that have taken ourselves out of true reality into an illusion, right? And they vibrate so high. And as we vibrate higher, we're actually meeting up with them. It's like, there's different shows and movies. I can't think of specific examples right now, but you see like people or like people who have super abilities or fairies or whatever, and it's like to them humans move really 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 slow, and to us we can't see them because they move so fast. That's the same thing with our loved ones. They vibrate so fast that we just haven't had the ability to see them for the most part unless they slow themselves down and allow, and that helps us to see them. But as our vibrations start to get faster and faster and raise up higher and higher, we're meeting up with them. Guy, and because Guy and Home has merged together, that's also them meeting with us. We're meeting in the middle. And I'm seeing blurs, like particularly Eric, more and more. I'm seeing actual blurs. And that's not just him bringing himself down to present to me for a brief moment. That's literally me meeting up with him and him meeting up with me. Which is why if there's anyone that's sitting here saying that they're any big name incarnate, they're not. Because they don't need to do that again. We're done with that. Not with where we're at. They don't need to be reborn as a human and live a human experience under a name that nobody knows. There's no point of that anymore. And they definitely aren't going to need protection. I know that I've heard of a few groups and a few people claiming that Yeshua is being reborn and he needs to be hidden until he's an adult and protected. That's not true. When Yeshua comes back, he's coming back along with Buddha and Mother Mary and any big religious figure that you can think of, along with all of our other loved ones. They're coming back and no one will be able to deny who and what they are, because they're going to be exactly who and what they are. And they're coming back. They're in their full abilities and full awareness. Why would they need protection? They don't need it. They're in their full abilities and full awareness, and we're all going to be vibrating so high that there's no need for that. Yeshua already incarnated and did the full human experience of suffering. That's not needed anymore. So anyone who is sitting here saying they're so and so and full incarnate, that's not true. And I'm in this now. I won't endorse that. I understand that there are pieces of those energies within people. Absolutely. But to be a full incarnate of that being, energy, that's not a thing, not anymore. That's not needed anymore. That's not needed anymore. And then especially if someone's telling you that you can't call on someone because they're incarnated already, that again isn't true. Because we're all energy and all energies around you all the time. You can call on anyone. I remember there's someone that I'm no longer friends with, and when she blocked me out, one of the things that she said to me is that Eric is not with me all the time and no one has thousands of souls clinging to them. Eric is with me in every now, along with the rest of my team and along with everyone else. And quantum physics and entanglement and all that stuff proves that. We are made out of energy. And even in science, what makes us up? Electrons. I think it's the electrons. They spin. So electrons are what create us. They not only spin in multiple directions at the same time, but they are also in multiple places at the same time. Everything that makes up myself also makes up you, makes up this couch, makes up the trees, makes up the birds, makes up everything and everyone else. So everyone, because everyone's already their higher selves, just pieces of consciousness that we've projected into an illusion, a simulation, right? So everyone is all around you at every point. They just aren't necessarily focusing in on you because they don't necessarily need to do that until you call on them. Your main guide and or guides and spirit team, they'll focus in on you all the time. But all of the collective isn't going to sit there and hone in on you in every now unless you call in on them. But yes, everyone is around you all the time. And anyone telling you that you can't call on somebody, again, it's not that they're doing bad. There is no good or bad, right or wrong, but just as a heads up, no. You can call on anyone at any point, and they'll all be loving and playful and helpful as long as you allow their true selves to come through. If you want to play with the illusion of fear and whatnot, then they'll play with you in that way because that's your choice and you're asking for it. But everyone is absolutely with you, all the time and every now, and everyone is very willing to help out. No one is restricted, and there's no exceptions. Everyone is available to help everyone. We're all here helping each other walk home arm in arm. So money that I need. I am in no way overly financially abundant. I have debt. I'm in debt. I live in a very, very small apartment that I have ongoing problems for since I moved in. I don't have the money to go out. I don't really have any clothes that fit me properly. I've got like 2 outfits that I feel comfortable wearing out in public. I I don't have a lot of money. At the same time, the money that I need and what I need is brought to me without my having to struggle for it. Even if it's last minute nail biting situation, my team always takes care of me. Always. Every time it's been, I don't know what I'm going to do for this month's bills. I'm going to get cut off for this, this, and this. Someone has been brought forward and donated me money. Or, and even just as something as simple as I've been, if I'm craving pizza, that I was craving pizza so bad for like a week, and then all of a sudden my mom just called me the one day saying that she bought me a slice of pizza and she wants to drop it off. Literally out of nowhere. I didn't tell her I was craving pizza. It's that stuff. But bringing it back to the money though, there's been multiple times now where I'm struggling. I'm like, Eric, I need help with this. And I've been giving him all my issues with my money, and my debt is being chipped away. My one set of debt is finally paid off. And I'm going to be able to start slowly chipping away at the other debt that I have. And then I'll be able to start saving money. And I don't need to struggle for this stuff. And that's just it. I'm brought everything that I need. Even if it's not money, what I need will be brought to me. And that's just it. When you're asking your team for help with something, don't focus on the how, what, when, where, any of that. No expectations, because they will bring in the help that you need. They'll bring in the resources that you need, but you can't focus on what that's going to look like, because that puts restrictions on them. Keep yourself open, and what you need will be brought to you, and it's going to work out perfectly. It always does. My body is no longer feeling like it's my own. My legs, so often my legs they're constantly feeling new. They're like jelly, and walking around I can feel and see Eric and Robin help holding me up while I'm walking, because my legs are just like jelly and they feel so new. I'm like a toddler learning how to walk. And then on top of it, my body plus including my legs don't even feel like my own. It's not a bad feeling. It's just different, and it's weird, and it's getting used to it. Excuse me. The feeling of floating and hovering is getting stronger and stronger. That's still a thing. But now, especially like with my body starting to float, like I can tell that's getting closer and closer. Like I said, my body's almost rising off the ground at times. The visuals are extremely strong and getting stronger. My mind's eye is getting so much stronger. I'm consistently hearing the creation hum. If I tune into it, I can hear it right now. The moment I just need to tune into it. I kind of block it out just because I get distracted with stuff around me throughout the day. But if I let myself focus in, I can hear it, along with I'm actually hearing what I'm hearing even more stronger right now is the constant song that we're all singing. It's just like a one note of like, ah, kind of thing. I'm not going to actually start singing it. But I can see and feel it. It's like, I can't even see all of us, but I'm seeing like this golden light, and it's like, I don't know, like this energy, and we're all just singing this one same note constantly, and it's beautiful, and I can hear it so strongly. My spirit team healing any physical ailments of mine. And healing my own pain and injuries. I've a couple times where I thought I've broken a toe, and I sat there and I just put my hands on my foot and I focused in on myself and Eric and told myself how much it's not real and my foot's fine, and it's just programming telling me I'm in pain. I have activated and woke up others without doing any professional training myself. I haven't gone to any human labeled ascended master. I've done it myself. I've activated and woken up multiple people. seeing my body more and more as a metaphor for the map of my consciousness again. And that's just it. Again, our bodies aren't real. It's just a metaphor, and it's a map of our consciousness. Starting to see the now, I'm starting to see in a few nows thus far that this reality is very much like a cartoon. I can't describe none of that. It's just within my mind's eye. I like with my eyes open and closed, all of a sudden I just get this, I can just see that everything's just this it's like a cartoon. It's just like a cartoon. It's just like a cartoon. We are in such a strict, crazy, strong drug trip. Like, it's because, like, for the 144,000 of us on the ship, we insert ourselves with a serum, but that's still a piece of our consciousness on the ship that was projected from home. We're all projecting a piece of our consciousness in here. And it's so cartoonish. Like, it is not hard and sharp like we've perceived it. It's so cartoonish and bouncy and flexible. It's, again, none of this shit's solid. It's only our perception that it is. And science even proves that, guys. Remember, science proves it's not even solid. Being more and more in the true perception of how this is all just a dream, passing thought, tripped out, hallucination, simulation. It is. And especially that nothing that feels good isn't true. Many things I see, feel, experience that I'm unable to put into words, like I said earlier. And going along with that, undeniable proof as to what I know is true is actually true. And yeah, like I wrote, and as I've said it before, I'll say it again. If any of you could walk in my shoes the past 2 years, you'd never be able to deny me and what I'm saying and how true it is. I don't mean to say that with an ego and being like, you wouldn't deny me. I'm just saying it would be extremely hard to deny what I'm saying. If you had been able to walk in my shoes the past 2 years, because there is undeniable proof about how true this is. I know, I don't know everything, and I don't know all of who and what I am. Well, no, I do. I'm a piece of source. We're all from source. We're all positive spark of source light. And we've got both male and female energies. So I know absolutely who and what I am, but I'm just talking a bit more on the more human labeled aspects. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. I don't know what that was. It was like, I couldn't like, anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I do know pieces of who and what I am. But I don't know everything about who and what I am. But I do know what parts of my truth are. And I know where I'm at. And I know a lot of what actual reality is. And anything that's dense isn't actually true. Nothing is actually bad. There is no evil. You can play in that way. And those roles are important. But I am way past that. And I will not go back into that. I have things I still need to learn, but I am in a reality that is vibrating higher than what many are in. I am in a reality that you just give it, and that's just it. Every one of us is in this, but it's just a matter of, are you ready to allow yourself to be in this reality with me? So, and that, what I mean by that is giving it all to your team and not having to do all that extra dense work. Allowing yourself to know that your spirit team just does it for you. That you don't have to go lean on another human. That those are all going to other humans to activate you or heal you or whatnot. Those are important, and you can absolutely indulge in that and use it, especially if you find it does help. But I am at the space where I am able to do it on my own, and I'm here to tell you and teach you and show you all that you can do it on your own too. We are here to help each other, walk each other home arm in arm. But what's really going to help people is sharing your story and your progress, just like I'm doing. Putting yourself out there, showing everyone your full truth, showing everyone your shit, showing everyone the work that you're doing, showing everyone your true self. the dense parts are not your true self, but they are a part of you navigating the oblivion in order to help you blast up. And the time for, like I keep saying, the time for hiding is disappearing. Telepathy is coming online, and you can't hide with telepathy. So when you're seeing people say, don't be airing your dirty laundry online, and I don't understand why people have to say everything, because this is where we're at. We're not supposed to hide. You know, from Mary Lambert's Secrets, they tell us from the time we're young that we should hide the things we don't like inside about ourselves inside ourselves. Well, I know I'm not the only one who's spent so long trying to be someone else. Well, I'm over it. I don't care if people know what my secrets are. So what? Hope you guys can hear the birds. So what? We all have our shit. Again, the shit's part of the illusion, but we all have a piece of that illusion with us. And until we're able to let it go, face it, and then when through facing it, we can let it go, you're going to be playing within that density, and that's fine. But it's up to you to let yourself move forward. And hiding is not part of that anymore. It can be in that now for who's within that. Again, there's no bad within it. It's just true reality. There is no hiding. It's telepathy. It's an open consciousness that we all share. Separation is just part of the illusion of chaos. Part of the false evidence appearing real programming. So I know what my truth is. I know I still have things to learn. But I won't I know I've said this before, but I clearly had some more shit that I needed to get through when it comes to this. I will no longer again let anyone tell me what my truth is. Again, I have things I still need to learn. I don't know everything, but when it comes to myself and what I know is true, and what I know about reality so far is true, I won't let anyone tell me again that, I will never let myself get in that space again where I feel so fucked up because I can't trust my own mind, thoughts, and feelings. On a judgmental level, that's not okay. And I will never, never let that happen again. I'm where I'm at with all those things that I listed, plus more that I just couldn't think of at that moment to write down because of all the work I'm doing and because of what I've come to learn to understand is true. I've let the density go. I'm letting the density go. I'm letting the illusion go. I'm not indulging in that anymore. I do to a certain extent with some things, but for the most part, it's done. So, big lesson learned for me. And hopefully you guys can kind of take something away from that and learning also, you know, kind of just taking from my experience. You know what your truth is. You can feel it when it's this feeling right in the center of your core, and it's so strong. It is so strong. It's that deep, like at least for me, I know this is true. And even after some of the work that I've done recently, I still know that what I know is true. That hasn't changed. So, all right. Thank you guys for everything. I love you all very much. And I hope this helps. I just want to share what I'm experiencing, where I'm at, especially if that helps others, because I know where I'm at and it's really cool. I still have work to do, but I know Eric pointed out the other day, and I know that this is true, that there's like 3 sets of work that we need to get through, basically. It's actually interesting because there was kind of a parallel post about 3 waves of stuff happening and then everyone will be fully ascended, and how we were about to get through the first wave. And that was right like the day before or the day after Eric had pointed out to me that we just finished this first wave of whatever it is. And yeah, like the hardest, like it's like the hardest part, I've just gotten through it. And I still have work to do. Not yesterday, but the day before was a really hard day for me. I spent almost all day crying. At the same time, it was not like what it's been. It was not it's not like the other stuff was intolerable because I'm still here, but it felt intolerable. It didn't feel intolerable like that other stuff. I've gotten past that first heavy wave of the really heavy, hard shit. I still have some work to do that's going to feel intense also, but it's not, the intensity is not going to be like what it was before, especially now with this stuff being sucked out of me. And that suction is just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger the more I vibrate higher and higher and higher. And the more I vibrate higher and higher, it means the less that density is within me. It's, you hear the crow? Eric? Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why that crow, if you guys heard that, that was Eric confirming. So I just want to share this stuff because I just want to share what I've come to know is true. And if you guys want to take my advice and, you know, and if you do, and if it helps blast you up, fucking awesome. That's why I'm doing this, just to help. And if this stuff doesn't resonate and you guys don't agree, that's cool too. You don't have to agree with me. Just leave it. But for those of you who are wanting to, you know, do it this way and blast yourselves up, as I woke up, I hit my shift 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the year I turned 33. The year I turned 33 is when I hit my shift, and I'm turning 35 this year. That's how fast I blasted up within 2 years. People take lifetimes to get to this point. How did I get here so fast? I faced my shit and gave it to my team. Simple. It is simple work. But it's hard because the intensity. So, yeah. Anyway, I just realized I've got some recycling on my counter I need to get rid of. Oops. Oh well. Again, no more secrets. Everyone has garbage and recycling. My place is not perfect. So anyway, I hope that this helps some of you, and now I'm just rambling with my sign off. So, stop talking. No, I shouldn't say that. And again, words are spelling. I'm working on that's one thing that the 2 things I'm really working on. Well, a few things: self-love, appreciating what I've got, and watching my words. So, yeah, so I love you all, and, I hope this helps. Oh, and just as a reminder, May 7th at 7, I'm going live, channeling Walt Disney on Facebook. I'll post the link for the event in the description here. You can also find through that, you'll obviously be able to find myself, my profile, and my group, my Facebook group, Learn, Laugh, Love. So if you want to follow me on that, please feel free to do so. And I hope to see you guys on the 7th. All right. I love you all very much. Thank you for everything. And as always, have a wonderful now.